guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the old Ford Endeavour, and this isn't any other Endeavour. It is a one which has been modified courtesy of Perfect Automobiles, which is an automobile modification shop here in Chennai, also for detailing and maintenance. And as you can see, this is the engine bay Duratec TDCi. I think some rat or someone has eaten that, but this is so heavy. I can actually do my shoulders right now. Over here, 50, 101, 102, 1001, 10,001. 10,000. Okay, enough of it now. Here we go. So as you can see, this car has been completely modified. This is the Iron Man edition because it gets a 4-inch lift kit, and the front bumper has been modified. Obviously it gets an Iron Man electric winch as well to pull it out from any possible situation. DRLs here, Ford logo there on the grille. The grille has been modified. It looks very rad indeed. You can see those two massive horns there, and in this black shade it looks so freaking gorgeous. Just look at it. Ground clearance has been raised as well, obviously because it gets the lift kit. Meanwhile, these wheels are so great in terms of design. Now this is a 15-incher. However, the tire size is a little weird for my understanding, because here it is 31 into 10.5 into 15. Now come on guys, make out what that means. You can see there is a lot of gapping here as well, because proper SUV, this can literally go anywhere you want to take it. Massive ground clearance, looks really nice, fully blacked out, completely blacked out. Roof rails, rear spoiler. At the rear you get the tailgate mounted spare wheel. You get a ladder if you want to climb the top, which I will obviously do, because if I don't do, then what am I doing? So that is a roof. Maybe a sunroof would have been a nice addition. Maybe that might come later on. You can actually climb and go on the top as well. Right now it feels so rugged. Blackened out tail light as well. In fact, I'm not going to lie to you. I simply cannot keep up with the number of modifications on this car. So I'm going to take the liberty of using my phone right now. And this car gets Iron Man nitrous shocks, Iron Man snorkel. That is the snorkel you can see. It says Iron Man 4x4, TDCi 4x4. Yeah, it gets a usable snorkel as well. It gets an Iron Man bumper, which I already showed you. Iron Man winch as well. Iron Man undershield, which is obviously below here. Yep, there you see Iron Man 4x4 written. And that's not all. It also gets Canon air filter, 15-inch steel rims, Continental 80 tires, all-terrain tires, and a list of the audio system, which is obviously a 4-channel amp, monoblock amp, component speakers, Audition subwoofer, and soundproofing done on all the doors. I'm so sorry guys, no matter how hard I tried, I just could not remember, and I didn't want to cheat by carrying a chit today. Anyways, opening the boot, there is the woofer which we spoke about. Boot space is very limited with all the 3 rows up, and the last row is useless because your knee will touch your chest. Under thigh support is very poor. The door swings here like this, which isn't very practical, although the newer car gets it going all the way on the top. Meanwhile, here in the rear seat you can see there's decent amount of space on offer, but climbing in can be a task even for someone like me who is not really athletic. But under thigh support again is very poor. Headroom is about decent, knee room is lacking, leg room is kind of fine, and 3 people can actually sit in because the cabin is wide enough. AC controls are placed over here. Window area is large enough. Door pockets are placed here, which are large enough too. Last row is useless, so I'm not even going to try to get in there, but there's a cup holder there, which is a nice touch. You get this nice pillow for some cushion. But honestly, this car is not about the space or practicality, because we all know that the old Endeavour lacked all this and more. Meanwhile, we have got 2 mirrors here to assist with blind spots, and door pockets are large enough at the front. They're not wide, but they're long. All the controls here for the power window, and this doesn't get electric adjust. This is an old car actually, so steering gets this 4-spoke treatment, doesn't get audio controls, and the dash is actually very slim for a car which is so massive in terms of size. This is for the fuel LED, this is for the cruise control, this is for the headlight leveling, this random button is for God knows what. Meanwhile, you get 2 levers. One is for the 4-wheel drive system, one is for the gears, of course, and storage space is also fine here. You get a big glove box too. Meanwhile, okay, close, yeah, you get twin cup holders here. There's a cup holder here below the front center armrest as well. There's space here to keep stuff. This also opens, this space here to keep stuff. So plenty of practicality inside the cabin. This is to turn on and off the rear air conditioning. No climate control system here. Pioneer audio system. Let's quickly turn on the vehicle right away, and it roars to life. You can see the instrument cluster. Well, it's all analog, little basic, but yes, it is functional. These are the controls for the wipers, and only one nozzle is spraying water. Each nozzle is supposed to spray 2 streams of water, so 4 streams should come, only 1 is coming, so this wiper gets a dry treatment right now. These are the controls for the headlights. The steering feels very heavy, and let's quickly play an audio right away. I don't even understand what that means, but the audio quality seems quite good inside this vehicle. Build quality is solid. It feels completely solid. You're sitting so high up somehow. No auto dimming mirror. There's a sunglass holder here, and there's another sunglass holder here. So basically sunglass holders for both people here. And there's also a DVD player here along with the screen. So this is like a complete entertainment here. This is place to keep your CDs, because obviously it gets a CD player, and you get a mirror here, which is kind of wickedly placed. Honestly, I can see the complete hood right now. Let's get driving right away. Alright, air conditioning off. This window won't roll all the way up. It's open, so yeah, wind noise is going to come right now when I start driving. Into first gear, revving the motor, revs all the way to 4,500 RPM, and off we go. Little bit of wheel spin, and there the motor revs all the way to 4,500 RPM. But the car doesn't go straight at all. I mean, steering has to be kept at an angle. Now I believe this is largely because the alignment of this vehicle has gone. However, the steering feels very heavy. Now this is a hydraulic steering, which means that it does offer some amount of feel and feedback, but it's very vague in the center position, maybe because the alignment has gone. There's a lot of body roll on offer. This car weighs a massive 1,800 kgs, which is kind of massive considering that, yeah, this isn't as big as it looks right now compared to the new Endeavour, of course. Ride quality isn't that brilliant because at the rear you get leaf springs, and yeah, it does move around a bit. High speed stability isn't something to talk about either. So overall performance is great. It produces 142 horsepower, and the top speed also happens to be 142. I don't know how that works. Maybe 1 horse takes you 1 kilometers per hour. Torque output is around 340 Newton meters from this motor, and this is a 3.2 liter engine. Overall performance, I would say, is good, but it's really the road presence which shines. Handling isn't much to talk about because obviously there's a lot of roll on offer, and I mean there has to be counter correction with the steering wheel because of this whole alignment which has gone for a toss. Ride quality could have been better. Now we are coming to our slalom test, which means that I have to downshift through this very pathetic gearbox. And I say pathetic because it has so much rubbery feel. I don't know if I'm going to slot into a gear. I just don't know. I just hope that the gear slots in because it is so full of chewing gum right now. Into first gear, and here we go. So a little bit of wheel spin from the front wheels, some amount of noise once you get past 4,000 RPM. There's some amount of lag lower down. Mid-range is strong, top end isn't really there. Now I've driven this car multitude of times earlier on when we were testing it for Motorbeam back in the days, and yes, it feels a little crude. The new Endeavour is like leaps and bounds better, but it feels so rugged and it's very capable off the road as well. I remember taking it off the road with the Mercedes ML class. That time it was known as the ML, not as the GLE, and certainly the Endeavour outperformed the Mercedes. Just feels so rugged. This ground clearance on the vehicle is so much that you can actually go through the divider here without even having to worry about touching anything below. I'm just kidding, that doesn't really work. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour should take around 14 seconds, which is a lot of time, but then this car also weighs a lot. Fuel tank is actually quite big. Fuel economy isn't that great. Here I downshift, there's some wheel slip, and fuel economy is between 10 to 12 kilometers per liter depending on how you drive. It can fall to 8 kilometers per liter as well if you get hard on with the throttle, which I am doing right now. Gathers pace with its own sweet time, but for the most part of it, I cannot deny the fact that it has the presence. You can see the hood, and it makes you feel so robust and feel so macho as well. I mean, because this car actually feels like really rough and tough to drive because there's some effort which is required to drive the car. Unlike the new Endeavour, which feels very smooth and refined, this one actually feels rugged and rough. And now on expansion joints, you can see, you can feel a lot inside. High speed stability isn't yet great because there's no sort of aerodynamics here. It's a complete box. This is actually a proper truck which has been made into an SUV. I don't know for what reason, but anyways, evolution has been great because the new Endeavour is just fantastic. Even the indicators make that level of noise, you know something is happening right now. Alright, slalom test time yet again. Clutch isn't the lightest, neither is it very heavy either. Here we go. Roll, roll, more roll. But hey, we got through. Onto the throttle. Come on, car. Picking up pace through the mid-range. Power delivery is very linear. There's no kick in the pants feel here. Everything is actually taking its own sweet time because this car is not about rushing to higher speeds. It's all about off-road ability and ruggedness and toughness, where it absolutely shines. Although for an SUV, ride quality could have been dramatically better. Meanwhile, the brakes offer decent stopping power. Yeah, a little soggy for my liking, and some nosedive as well due to the soft suspension. Into first gear, revving the motor, and off we go. front wheel spins a bit. 4-wheel drive, it's a very capable off-road with the 4-wheel drive system, works really well. They also had a 4x2 variant. They also had a smaller engine. This is a 2.5 liter diesel unit, and I would say ample amount of performance for city driving. Out on the highway you need more oomph because you have to plan your downshift. It doesn't have that much grunt that okay, you want an overtake, it can be done in no time at all. Some effort is definitely required from your side and planning as well, because power isn't that much and obviously weight is dramatically too much. Not the most comfortable car for passengers, but the Endeavour shined completely when it came to having the off-road ability as well as the macho feel and the rugged feel, and that's why it sold in whatever numbers it did. But then came the new Fortuner and it was bye-bye Endeavour, unless and until Ford decided okay, it's time to get the new Endeavour. And the new Endeavour is like leaps and bounds better than this car. In fact, I don't even believe both of them share the same Endeavour name, because the new one is just in another league altogether. It is that bloody good. This has so many flaws. However, people who look for a traditional SUV, which means they want the rugged feel, they want the presence, they want, you know, the roughness, this car absolutely shines even above the current Endeavour. That's how good it was, or rather how good it is. And now with the lift kit, obviously it wavers around a little bit too much, but off-road it will be absolutely phenomenal. So guys, this is my review of the Ford Endeavour, the old one with obviously the Iron Man kit. Here we go, slalom test time. Right, left, understeer kicking in, but that was expected, because the thing is, once you turn the steering now, after some time the car responds. There's a delay, there's a lag. I don't know why. Yeah, well, it is because the chassis is not very communicative. It doesn't have to be. It's all about rugged feel and rugged appearance, and too much of rugged said in this vlog. So it's time to downshift heavier into third gear. Did we get third gear? Yes, we did, thankfully, because the gearbox is really very bad. I don't believe how they can make such bad gearbox, but that's a speciality of American manufacturers. They put all the possible chewing gum companies in the gearbox, obviously because I think Boomer and Wrigley's is from the United States of America, so they have a partnership over there. The best way to drive it is downshift, hopefully find a gear, and then not really disappear, but just move ahead with some amount of punch on offer. So guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Horn is not that great. Real soon. Bye-bye. By the way, while we are at it, I forgot to mention about the handbrake, which is like the one we see in Datsun cars. This is the handbrake, not the best way of putting a handbrake anyways. Bye.